Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Yvonne from Ginger Chick Rehab. I am so glad to have you back checking out what I am up to. So in today's video, I am bringing you a secondhand find thrift haul. Not only did I stop at a couple Goodwills, but also along the way I hit an estate sale, so that was fun. So let me share with you what I found along with some makeovers. So first of all, sometimes when you're on your way, you think, oh, I'm just gonna go check out what Goodwill has, and then there's an estate sale. So you just kind of have to, as a reseller and one who loves to make over items, your car just knows where to park. So yes, this was actually day 2 of a sale. So this was on a Saturday. So there was actually, it was half off day. So yes, usually it seems like when I find an estate sale, it's always the first day and everything's still full price. So happy to find one that was half off. So Chris isn't going to actually share in this video, I think. He did find a couple tools. He is a tool guy. And then by the end of August, Tim and Alex are going to share a booth. He's going to have a little quarter section of a booth. And then my son Alex, who also resells, that shares a little space in our booth now at a local antique mall. He is actually getting a big booth and giving a little portion of it to his dad. Not that Chris doesn't sell things in our booth, but just to help Alex out because he's 21 years old and starting. So yes, that'll be nice that they get to share space. And then Chris, like me, where I get to shop for decor that I love and then enjoy it for a little bit and then get to resell it. Chris gets to do the same with tools. So now, I can't tell you if I know what this tool is, but it's just cool. Like he says, they just don't make tools like they used to. So he likes to clean them up, refinish them, make them look pretty. And then this is this one is a type of a vise. There we go. I had to think about what the word was. This is a type of a vise. And then it has, these came out, but it has like grippers with it. And I think that's a piece he's actually going to clean up and keep for himself. So we got these 90 degrees, rulers. Look at the detail on this piece. It's got, I think, the level water is still in there. Just the detail that they would make pieces out of. Then he does like knives too. So he got this old pocket knife. So I'm sure he will figure out how to clean that up and make it all pretty. Also picked up this fun little Sony radio. You know, about a year ago, we lost power 2 weekends in a row and realized, yeah, we can't even get the local radio station because we have Alexa. So there you go. So yeah, so this was a great find. So it ended up being, I think it was $20 or half price, $10. It still has the antenna, which, you know, those are usually broken off, and it does play. It doesn't have a cord. It just needs some C batteries. So that was a nice little score to kind of tuck back in case you actually need it. So let me share what I got at the estate sale. So I'm just loving glass right now. So this is just a beautiful art piece glass. I don't know any of the fancy names. I know my son Alex right off the bat told me what it was, but I don't remember right off the bat. So it ended up being $5. I just love how the glass was mixed with those purples and the white, kind of gave it that off two-tone different of purples. And then I did pick up this little Roseville creamer. I don't usually pick up Roseville because it's usually out of my price range. So I think this was was $8, I think. So half price day. Yeah. So one of the only pieces that, a lot of the pieces were priced like in the $40 range. So I guess I wasn't going to be getting those. And then they had, I couldn't tell. I thought in the basement that these were like black little bunnies, but they're little chocolate bunnies. So there was a set of 4. They were $1. So that made them 50 cents. So just fun little chocolate bunnies. Great. I'll have to hoard onto them for Easter. Older, stamp numbers, the vintage press ones. Usually when I see these are a lot of money. So they were, I think, $1. Yep, $1 a piece. So that made them 50 cents. So the letters mean nothing, but they'll just make nice shelf sitters. And Chris we picked up this also for 50 cents. It's nice to have a ruler that has a metal edge, especially when you're using an X-Acto knife to craft or cut along. It's nice because a lot of times I end up cutting into the wood. So it's nice to have that metal edge on this. And then I also picked up a couple Bibles. Now this one, there was a lot of religious there. I think he might have been a pastor, the person who passed away. Hold on, I thought there was a date. Oh, 1887. Oh, I think that's my attraction, just the stories these Bibles could tell. Oh, 1887, that's got to be 1915, I think was my oldest that I had. And then this one that was very well loved. I like all the notes in it. So they were $5 a piece, so that half off. So this one is falling apart, but I'm okay with that. Let me see if I have any dates in this one. Oh, right off the hand, I'm not finding any dates in this one, but this one he probably used as a reference a lot. It has lots of writing on it. I absolutely love that story. I really love the leather the best. It's just, I mean, even though it's kind of falling apart, that does not bother me in the least. So I know I'm going to do a little vintage decor video, so if it has not aired before you see this, pop on and I can share with you how I decorate with vintage Bibles. I do get asked that question a lot. Like, what do you do with them? Do you just set them down? I'll show you in that video. After the estate sale, this town actually was having a community-wide sale on our way to the Goodwill. So, you know, there again, we're never going to, hey, that's all good. Let's keep driving. So we stopped at another sale and I picked this little board up for 25 cents. Yes, nice little riser piece. Whether I leave these on, take they off, I can take them off. And that's just a cute way to rise something up, your decor up. So at that sale, I got this. Now this is probably just a new Hobby Lobby piece, but I love the detail of it. I love the chunkiness of it. So I will probably, I'll probably change the color just a wee bit. It's more of a cream, but it's got some great distressing on. But I just love that shape. It'd look good on a mantle, it'd look good on a table. It's just, yes, a nice five-tier candles. At the Salvation Army, I picked up these two candlesticks. Gorgeous color. I love that color. Not a fan so much of the tops of them, but that's easy to fix. We can put a piece of wood on there. So that I'll share with you in this video how I do that. I do love that color. I'm not going to change that. They were $4.99 for this one and $5.99 for that one. But for a pair of candlesticks this size that match, I can sell them for about $28, $32. And I'm actually in need of candlesticks again. I do think people like it with the wood on there. That way you can use it not only for candles if you wanted to, but you also, I find a lot of people are using the battery operated candles along with putting like decor, like balls on there, birds on there, little spheres. So you don't always necessarily, once you put that piece of wood on there, you don't necessarily have to use it just for candlesticks. Okay, so now we're going to get to that Goodwill haul. So now, I love rolling pins. I haven't picked up a rolling pin in a while, but look at this one. $7.29 for this rolling pin. Oh, my heart. I might even keep this one. Rolling pins, I love them. I had a lot of them. I sold a lot of them. I kind of taken them out of the booth. You know, you kind of cycle your booth in and out of what you have. Maybe towards the holidays, I'll put some more back in. But I absolutely love this. Oh, I love this one. So I might have to keep this one, change one of mine out. Isn't that what we do? You know, keep a couple for ourselves. And then there was, this caught my eye. It is just a paperweight with a beautiful flower. It was $3.99. Now the funny thing is, I was confused because the tag says Dollar Tree. Yeah, it says Dollar Tree. So made in China. So I Google Lensed it because I'm like, really? They made, I mean, it's nice. It's nice and heavy. It's beautiful flower in there. And the funny thing is they're selling on eBay for $24. So I seriously, look it up. I'm not kidding you. So yeah, I mean, I could be wrong with the price right offhand, but yeah, I was surprised myself that these were Dollar Tree. Gorgeous. And it's funny because Alex was with us and he's like, yeah, yep. I'm like, oh, hey, well, beautiful. Never know what you'll find at the Dollar Tree. I don't know how long ago at the Dollar Tree, but that was way cool. Then we also, $2.99, this set of this set of owl measuring cups. Are they not the cutest? I don't want to take the tape off quite yet until I'm ready to wash them, but all 4 of them are there. $2.99. It has a price tag on it of $18.95. I don't know who makes it without. A lot of times I like to soak in water the tape off. That way it doesn't leave that sticky residue because that tape's really on there right now. Yeah, and then talking about tape, I did find a canister set. So this piece was $1.99. Good seal still, no chips, no cracks. So we have the smaller and then the medium size and then the larger size. Now these are nice because all I need to do is put some type of clean them up, of course. So $1.99, $2.99, and $3.99, and then put a label on them, some type of a label. Yeah, so they'll be food safe. They'll be able to be washed, but carefully once you put a label on. You don't want to immerse it and take that label off. So damp cloth on the outside. But yeah, I was happy to run across those because they just need a little bit of something. I did forget one of the pieces at one of the garage sales we stopped at. This beautiful cobalt blue art glass flower for $1. Is that not gorgeous? Just a gorgeous, that pop of that, something about cobalt blue just catches your eye. It just pops. Just pops. It's funny when you have everything sitting in front of you and you think, oh, I'm going to show this, oh, I'm going to show that, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, how did I overlook that? So next, for 99 cents, I found a little pottery coffee mug, coffee, tea, whichever you like. I love the detail. I love the flower. It's got a beautiful butterfly. It is signed. I usually try to look for signed pieces. They sell a little bit better. And then I also, now this is a newer piece, but it's an owl, 99 cents. It's a Gibson piece, but I've actually sold owl coffee cups and they've actually sold that were similar to this. So I did pick this one up. And then we have another little pottery piece. Now this piece isn't signed, but look at the little bird. Oh, it reminds me of the head on the nest, just in a pottery form. Just so cute. And there again, I'll wait to take the tape off until I can soak it. But beautifully done. I love the shading of the colors, the happy little face, how they made the little eyes and the little beak. Oh my gosh. No chips or cracks. Yay. So just a cute little piece. And then I did find this other canister set, but then when I got it home under more inspection, I realized that 2 pieces really are unsellable, which just made me sad. So at first on the shelf, I saw it just be like this, and I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting, pottery. And then I turned it over, and I'm like, oh, it has a face. So this is like a Japanese ware. So it's made in Japan, and I think it's a canister set, even though the eyes go all the way through. So more of just a decorative type of, it'd have to be something wrapped in there. So this piece is good, but unfortunately the 2 bigger pieces are not. They are both cracked, and whether it happened at Goodwill on this one, I don't know. So there's this one. He's absolutely gorgeous. But after further inspection, when I got it home, I could tell that it had been glued back together. and that there was crackage in the bottom. But yes, they were sometimes you have to take a loss. You think you inspect them, but you come home, you only have so much time to inspect things. And then there was this bigger one, and then she's really cracked, unfortunately. I mean, I saw the little chippage at the store, and I thought, well, that's not any big deal. And then I thought I did not really see the tape, so she's cracked all the way to, makes me sad. I thought they were just unique pieces. They weren't going for very much on eBay. I just thought they were unique. I had never seen them before, so sadly it's just the little guy that I'll be able to resell, but I'll probably just maybe redonate them. Or I can put them in our booth like really cheap just to make our money back, and put a little note that they are damaged and sold as is. I mean, what do you do? You know, because they are cute if you're just going to leave them on the shelf. It's not until you get close that you can tell, but I really don't normally like to sell items that are damaged. And if I do, I don't mean to. And then for $1.99, a little rolling pin. These are just nice little, in your tiered trays, a nice little crock, or, you know, just cute little decor. I mean, you can't bake with your child or your grandchild. They do have a heyday using a little rolling pin, or just keep it as decor. And then I think this is my last two pieces. It's funny, I don't do a lot of stuffed animals, but these little bears caught my eye. Oh, now bears are nice. I mean, they're just classic. And they had already caught my eye to begin with, and then the tags, they both, when I Google lensed them, they're Boyd's Bears, so that's a good name. And I liked his little black and white, and I liked that he had buttons. So he's just super sweet. He's in great shape. So he is black with a tan. And then this guy's a little bit more Americana. I'm going to fluff him up and make him look a little bit prettier. And he is blue. So he is Americana. He still had his tag, but he's just super sweet. So $3 a piece for these two little, and so I probably resell them $9, $12, a little under what eBay is suggesting. But yeah, I just thought, you know, sometimes it's nice to have little items that make you smile. So that is it for the items that I found at secondhand shopping via thrift stores or via estate sales or yard sales. So stay tuned if you want to watch the items that I'm going to be making over. Let's start off with this little 25-cent tray. I absolutely love that. You can't buy a slab of wood for 25 cents nowadays. So this is a great project piece. Now, it was raw wood, so it's got that age, that buildup of product on it. So I'm going to give it a good sanding with some 80 grit sandpaper, and then work up to 220 sandpaper to make it nice and smooth. Why, yes, I am using some more of the recycled paper. Oh my gosh, look at this project piece that has all these beautiful different images. So what I'm doing, I'm just searching to see which of these images fit onto this little piece of wood. So I finally made my decision, and I'm sticking with the rooster that has some color with it. So I'm just going in and cutting out, being careful not to cut into too much space of the other images. Now that I've got it cut out, I'm going to go ahead and use the Orbital sander just along the edges just to soften up that cut mark from cutting it with the scissors. So to glue it onto this board, I'm just going to be using some Polycrylic as the adhesive. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to off-center it, and do I want to put it in the middle? Somebody puts decor on it, or a candle. I don't want you know, you did take up the entire image of the chicken. He's so cute. Or the rooster. But oh my goodness. So yeah, now when it comes to raw wood, you might need a little bit extra of that polycrylic because the wood is going to soak it in. So for right now, I'm just going to off-center it. I do try really hard not to go too much out with the polycrylic over what the image is because I still want to paint, stain, or whatever, however I'm going to finish the rest of the wood. And then the polycrylic will seal that in and it won't take the stain as the same. So it's easier to kind of push it out with the saran wrap than it is trying to put too much on the edges that I can't get sanded off. So now that the polycrylic is dry, I'm going to go ahead and go over it with the Orbital sander, getting off any more of the loose paper that didn't get glued down, making sure that it is nice and even. And as I'm sanding on it, I'm like, I don't know if I really am crazy about this dead space. I went back to look at the project piece of decoupage paper, found this wording that was underneath the hog, and I thought, well, I don't know if it's supposed to go with the hog or what it even says, but nope, now it's going to go with the rooster to fill in this dead space. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it down with the scissor cut edges because once I polycrylic it and I didn't seal those edges down, I can just take that Orbital sander over it and get rid of it and make that look all nice and wore off. Now that I finally have the paper where I want it to be, I'm going to go in and give it some color. Like I said earlier, this is raw wood, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Waverly antiquing wax. I'm going to go ahead and water it down to kind of control that it doesn't turn too brown. So just a little bit of water, a little bit of antiquing wax. I'm going to brush it on first, and then I can wipe off the excess. I got that antiquing wax the way that I wanted it, and then I let it completely dry. I'm going to seal the whole riser in using polycrylic. And then after that is dry, I will go ahead and use some steel wool just to make sure that it is nice and smooth, that it didn't raise that grain, that none of the paper is raised up, and then I'll put one more coat on top of it. So now I really do like that multiple color of that underneath distressing of this candelabra. So I'm like, okay, what if I put Vaseline on those spots? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Take a Q-tip, try to put enough on that when it is painted, I'll be able to wipe it off. So yeah, I'm just gonna find all the places that I can. Hopefully I get enough of the Vaseline on those places. So yes, this is one of those tried and true, been around for a long time kind of things. And you know how you work with something and you're like, oh, you forget about it. You go on to a new technique, you try something different, and then you're like, hey, what can I come up with to save this distressing? So let's see if this works. I knew I wanted to do that in a one coat coverage, so kind of flipping it, flopping it, making sure I was getting everything covered. Then I let it completely dry overnight. Yes, I did. And now I'm going back in with just a wet rag and wiping off the areas that I put the Vaseline. And yes, it is working. Not that I sanded it, but it did create some chippiness of paint chips all around. So I took the air compressor, blowed those off, and now I'm just sealing everything in with some polycrylic. I feel like these are gorgeous candlesticks. They are solid wood, so well worth what I paid for them. I absolutely love the color. That's a nice find too. So just going to go ahead and get the tags off, get these cleaned up, and figure out what I'm going to do with these metal pieces. But as I was cleaning those up, I realized that they unscrewed. So bonus. Now I need to make the decision of what wood rounds I want to use. So I have the little coasters from Hobby Lobby that you can buy in a set of 5, or I have these wood rounds that I get at Joann's because they're cheaper at Joann's than they are Hobby Lobby. So I decided I like the bigger ones much better. So, but these are always raw wood. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a sanding so they're nice and smooth first before adhering them on, attaching them to the candlesticks. So I'm just going to be using a Titebond Quick and Thick. We have a wood to wood here, so just going to go ahead and put it around the rim, turn the candle upside down on the wood round, kind of eyeball that I'm in center, and then just set them off to the side and let them dry. Then to seal in that raw wood piece, I'm just going to take the Howard's natural wax, and that's going to absorb in that first coat. I'll let that dry, and then I'll go ahead and put 2 coats on total. That way the first coat, because of the raw wood, just really soaks it right in, and then as a protection coat, the second coat. I could have done polycrylic also, but I really do like the finish of the natural wax. I'm going to move on to that 3-piece white canister set. So these are some labels that I saved and I downloaded that I had purchased off of Etsy, and I have really good luck with this label as a reseller. So I'm searching through it because I thought I had a coffee, but so I wanted to do coffee, sugar, and tea since I had a 3 set, but I guess I didn't have a coffee. So yeah, I thought that I had saved all of them. So anyway, so what you do is after they're in your downloads, you just open it up and it comes on. I have an iMac, so it comes onto my pages. So then I need to copy it and then put it onto my Excel program. That in the Excel program, then I can size it to what I need the image to be. On my downloads on these label images, there's 2 different ones. There's one with a black background, or there's one with a white background. And since I'm not positive that my cutting skills are as pristine as I would like them to be, I usually choose the white, especially since I'm going on a white canister. Now I'm just going to be using Mod Podge to attach the label to the canister. So I just flip the label over, put a layer of Mod Podge, not too awful much, just enough to let it adhere, and then I actually let that dry, and then after it's dry, then I put the protective coat along the front of it. That kind of helps if you let that first layer underneath dry first, that it doesn't really cause any wrinkles, and I noticed that my labels lay flatter that way. For anybody that was wondering, did I go back to Etsy trying to find that same label image for the coffee? Yes, I did, but Well, I did run across this set that had what I was looking for, and these are actually canisters I had bought from Dollar General. I'd painted them up. They were just kind of sitting, and I just hadn't put any labels on it. So when I saw these crows, which is always a good seller in that coffee one that I've always done, that cranky coffee crow, that I'm like, oh, I have a 4 set that these will be perfect on. Even though I couldn't adjust my 4 images, I did print off 2 different copies, one a little bit bigger than the next because 2 of the canisters are a little bit bigger and 2 are a little bit smaller, but it's the same process where I just put the Mod Podge on the back of the paper, then try to center it to the best of my abilities. Now I'm making a 4 set, so I want all my papers to be even, and I'm just kind of winging it and using my hand placement to do so. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and let me know in the comments below what item I found was your favorite, and then of course what item I made over was your favorite. And again, thank you for watching today's video, guys, and as always, if you are part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out our content for the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know when we've uploaded a new video, and we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye!